Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Hayya ala salah.
Islam. 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 As always, I want to rise my thoughts, praise Almighty God, Allah, for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I want to thank and praise Allah for my life, my health, and my strength. I thank and praise Allah for sending us a true and divine prophet, the last prophet in these days and time. Beside him, there is none other to come in these days other than Prophet Noble Ali. Islam was. I go on to extend honor to the Prophet Noble Ali, thanking and praising Allah for the Prophet Noble Ali. For Moors, had it not been for the Prophet Noble Ali, the life that we enjoy, the things that we have today, we would not even have the freedoms that we have, even though we think times are so rough. We think the grass is greener on the other side, and that's how we are as an ungrateful people. We ungrateful, so we think that conditions couldn't be much worse than what they are, but conditions could be much, much worse had it not been for this man coming on these shores in North America, Moors, and I bear witness to that. Islam, Moors?
Islam.
I send honor to all the successors of the Prophet and everybody, all of the Grand Sheiks that have kept the doors of the Moorish Science Temple of America open since 1928. Islam. I send honor to the Master of the House, Temple number 19, the Grand Sheik, Heru Renesi Il, and I send honor to his council, send honor to Chairman, and send honor to you Moors for being about your father's will. Islam, Moors?
Islam.
Moors, I'm so happy to be in Allah's house, in the house of the Prophet Noble Ali. I just got a message, Moors, a short message. I'm not going to tarry long because I'm not feeling this 100%, but I just got a short message. And the message that I want to convey to the Moors tonight, Moors, is to trust in Allah. Islam?
Islam.
Trust in Allah. Because we as a people, we constantly lean on our own understanding. And we believe and we think that what we believe and think that what we have in our minds is what's righteous. We believe that what we have in our minds is right for everything. But we don't trust in Allah. We don't look towards Allah for everything that we need. Islam, Moors? We have to put our faith and our trust in Allah in everything that we do. The Prophet says the clearest human knowledge is blindness and folly. So what that tells me, the clearest human knowledge. So that tells me what I have in my heart and my mind, what I think to be the gospel, what I think that I don't have anything. It means nothing if I don't look to Allah for my guidance and my strength. Islam? Moors, we living in trying times. We constantly hearing about news that we don't want to hear about. Islam? But in hearing about that news, we can't stay in the house. So we have to continue to do what we're doing. So we have to put our faith and our trust in Allah, not in our own selves. We have to put our faith in Allah and not be concerned with what's going on in the world that is going to affect us and hurt us, but that we put our faith and trust in Allah and that all will be well. Islam?
Islam.
Moors, I love the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Moorish Science Temple of America is the greatest thing that we have. There's nothing, I'm talking about as a people, there's nothing greater as a people that we have than the Moorish Science Temple of America. I'm so grateful to Allah. I'm so grateful to the Prophet. I have been through so many things that Allah has pulled me through. Even when I thought times was rough, even when I thought I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this, Allah found it was some kind of way that Allah pulled me through. Are y'all with me, Moors? And I know that you have had similar experiences. I know that you have had experiences where you just didn't know, you just couldn't see if everything was going to be all right. But somehow Allah pulled you through. And this is why we got to always, no matter what we go through in life, we have to put our trust and faith in Allah. Because your blessings don't come if your faith ain't in Allah. Are y'all with me? Your blessing ain't going to come. You're going to reap what you sow. If you put negative thoughts out when you're going through something, that's what's coming into your life. Are y'all with me? But when you put the thought and the understanding that Allah God is going to be your salvation and your guide by night and by day, then more is you're going to know that Allah, you're going to trust in Allah and know that Allah is going to pull you through whatever it is that you go through. Are y'all with me? Trust in Allah. I'm going to say this. I'm going to tell you this little story, a parable. So there was a man, a wealthy man, and he had a prize horse. Horse was worth a lot of money. One day the horse ran off the property, went on about his business. Man lost the horse. Horse gone. So his neighbor came over and he said, man, that was your prize horse. He done escaped and gone, man. I feel so bad for you, man. That's bad. And the man looked at him and said, we don't know what's good or what's bad. So a couple days later, he looks over the hill. He sees his horse coming back. But when the horse comes back, he's not by himself. He got a whole bunch of other prize horses with him to come. And now the man got a bunch of horses. So the neighbor comes over. He say, man, that's a blessing. Your horse came back and he done brought you all of these other horses with him. He said, man, that's a blessing. That's good. Man looked at him and said, we don't know what's good or what's bad. So a couple days later, the man, his son was out riding one of the new horses, but the horse was wild. He hadn't been tamed. So he out riding the horse and the son falls off the horse and break his leg. So the neighbor come running over. He said, oh man, your son done broke his leg, man. That is so bad. Man looked at him and said, we don't know what's good or what's bad. A couple days later, the general of the army came through. They was going to war, so the general of the army came through to draft young men. Came to the man's house. Son had a broken leg, couldn't go to war. Neighbor came over and said, man, that's a blessing. Your son ain't got to go to war. Man looked at him, he said, we don't know what's good or what's bad. So you understand, Moors? The blessing is that when we go through rough times, we look at those rough times like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. But somehow Allah always pull you through it. It's a rough time. It's a trial that you're going through. But you got to learn how to conquer. You got to take your own self out of the situation and know that it's something that you got to go through that's going to bless you down the line. Are y'all with me? See, that sometimes you think you want things to be one way, but it's another way. And when it's the other way, you thinking that, man, I wanted it to be like this. But you don't realize that what you're going through might be preparing you for another blessing down the line. Are y'all with me? See, I had to learn that lesson the hard way. See, I came into a blessing here recently that now I appreciate it because I had the same blessing years ago and I squandered it. So Allah gave me 10 years rest of this blessing. Are y'all with me? Say that blessing ain't for you. See, you got to learn how to humble yourself before you get this blessing. So I'm going to put you through this ordeal and that ordeal and that ordeal and that ordeal. And you know what? It lasted for 10 years. Till when the blessing came back, now I know how to deal with it. Are y'all with me? Now I know how to deal with the blessing. I'm grateful now. Allah whooped me into submission. Are y'all with me? So when we look at situations that we go through, we got to understand, we got to ask ourselves that question. I don't know. Astaghfirullah. Forgive me more. We got to look at it and we got to say, I don't know what's good or what's bad. Because the prophet says, out of the worst, the wise will find means of good. Are y'all with me? Out of the worst, the wise will find means of good. There's nothing that can happen. Moors, by a show of hands, who live a righteous life? Show me that. None of y'all live righteous? I'm righteous. I live a righteous life. And me being righteous, I know that I trust in Allah. So with me being righteous, when I go through rough times, I don't look at it like if I go through something or experience something that you might think is bad. You might look at me like, Sheik, how you dealing with that? I don't know what's good or bad. Who knows what this situation going? I know what I do know is Allah is present in my life. So I know that Allah not going to put more on me than I can handle. Even though I will put more on myself than I can handle, Allah not going to put more on me than I can handle. He always going to give me that blessing. Are y'all with me? Somewhere down the line, it might be 10 years later, because I might got to go through a lesson. But we don't know how long it's going to take. But keep trusting in Allah. When Abraham trusted in Allah, Abraham took his son, his firstborn son, laid him on the altar for a sacrifice. He was going to kill his boy. Are y'all with me? He was going to kill his firstborn child because Satan told him to do it. But meanwhile, he thought it was Allah. But when he turned around, just as he was about to put that spear through his child, he turned around and what was there? It was a ram in the bush. Are y'all with me? There was a ram in the bush waiting on him. And he recognized that that's Allah. That was the devil trying to get me to harm my child. So this is how we got to start thinking. We got to start using the thinking that when we going through certain things in the world, we got to stop. And we got to think and manifest that higher power that we all have. Islam Moors, I wouldn't know this. I wouldn't be able to share that with you had it not been for Noble Drew Ali, the last prophet in these days and time. Because before Prophet Noble Drew Ali came on these shores, before Prophet Noble Drew Ali came to me, you wouldn't have been able to stand in this room with me, Moors. I'm sorry. Your devils wasn't as bad as mine. I'm trying to tell you. You wouldn't want to be in this room with me right now before Drew Ali came and taught me and woke me up, told me I wasn't Negro, black, and color. Not only did he tell me I wasn't Negro, black, and color, but he told me to learn to love instead of hate. Islam? He told me I wasn't Negro, black, and color. That was great. That's what pulled me in. But once I got here, he said, man, you got to learn to love instead of hate. You got to stop all that hate thinking. You got to start loving yourself. You got to start forgiving yourself. You got to straighten up. Are y'all with me? You got to stop doing there's a song we sing in the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali sing. And the song is, the things I used to do, I don't do those things no more. Oh, those things I used to do, I don't do those things no more. I know some of the Moors don't like singing, but the Prophet sung songs in the temple. The Prophet had Moors, they sung songs. That's a song that the Prophet brought us. The things I used to do, I don't do those things no more. There's a great change in me. The road I used to walk, I don't walk that road no more. The road I used to walk, I don't walk that road no more. There's a great change in me. Are y'all with me, Moors? The lies I used to tell, I don't tell those lies no more. The lies that I used to tell, I don't tell those lies no more. There's a great change in me. Are y'all with me? And today, I trust in Almighty God Allah. I'm asking you to do the same. Put your faith and your trust in Allah and His holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Islam Moors, I'm not going to make y'all happy twice, so I'm going to get down from here, but it's a pleasure to see you, Moors, like always. Keep doing the prophet's work. Are y'all with me? Keep doing the prophet's work. Stay in the Moorish Science Temple of America. Stay strong. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, no matter who is in the temple, no matter who ain't at the temple, do what you supposed to. Do your job. Stay strong. Do not leave the Moorish Science Temple of America. Islam Moors, do not betray your Grand Sheik. The prophet says it's better in the eyesight of Allah to steal than to betray. Don't betray your Grand Sheik. Help your Grand Sheik out. Are y'all with me? Stay in the temple with him. Where Allah found you, stay there. Stay right where Allah found. If you got problems, you go through problems in your temple, what you do at home? When you go through problems at home, what you do? You work them out. Work your problems out. Stay in the temple. Don't betray. I've seen so many people, this is a sidebar, and I'm going to get back to my point and get down. I done seen so many people betray their Grand Sheiks. The same people that blessed them and loved them and nursed them to health, brought them out of hell, and they betray them. Are y'all with me? They betray them. As soon as somebody comes, some slick talking joker come with some snake oil, they betray him. Don't betray Moors. Don't betray your Grand Sheik. Islam Moors. So Moors, trust in Allah. Brother, what's your name? Lante. Brother, what's your name? Huh? Roy. Islam. Y'all got nationality cards in your pocket? Y'all joined the Moorish Science Temple of America?
I'm sorry.
Huh? Come on home, man. You an elder, man. I know you done seen. I know you done seen a lot over the years. I know you done seen a lot. And have you ever heard of the prophet before you came here?
Yeah.
You heard of the prophet Nobrali before you came here? What? Okay, I'm not gonna put you on the spot. We all family, but I just want, if you haven't joined the Moorish Science Temple of America, don't wait till you know everything. Get a card in your pocket, because we need the people. We need the people to do what we're trying to do. What the chairman was talking about building a body politic, et cetera, all of these people that got more rights than we got, all of that, that's because they come together and they build what they got to build. Let's come on and join the Moorish Science Temple of America. If anything that I said or the chairman said or anybody that said before he spoke, if you like what they said, this is where they got it from. You like anything I said, I got it from here. Islam? Nothing I said come from me. Are y'all with me? It's not me. Come from the prophet. Come on, get a card in your pocket, Moors. Get that card in your pocket. Join the Moorish Science Temple of America so we can do this job. Islam, trust in Allah, keep your faith, teach the faith, teach strength, don't betray your grand Sheik. Stay in the Moorish Science Temple of America where the prophet found you. Islam, Moors.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. حي على الصلاة. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. حي على الصلاة.